Dealing with poor people is such a waste of time. I'll only bother with you if I have time left over, Michael said, laughing and waving us away like we didn't matter. Even I, who usually tries to be kind to others, had reached my breaking point. Then, my son, who had been listening to the conversation, said loudly enough for Michael to hear, "I wonder if I withdraw the 1 billion yen I have deposited, will that shut this place down?" Hi, I'm Susan Parker, a 67-year-old housewife. Lately, my husband George and I have been enjoying relaxing afternoons at cafes. George is 2 years younger than me and has recently retired. Since I've been so focused on work for most of my life, I now find myself unsure of how to spend my free time, so I decided to take my husband out to explore different shops and cafes. We both love coffee, and we've always wanted to visit various cafes. George didn't mind my idea of going on a cafe tour and, in fact, became more and more interested in it. One day, while watching a TV show about cafes, George said, "Hey, let's try this one next time." Soon, he even started making coffee at home, and the whole house was filled with the wonderful smell of freshly brewed coffee. "Wow, Dad's coffee is really good," our son James said during a visit. "See, I told you, it's all about the beans," George replied with a smile. James, who is now 38 and has been living independently for a long time, comes home occasionally to visit and share interesting stories from work. "Are you and Dad doing okay? Any changes?" James asked. "We're the same as always," I replied. "That's good, but you two are getting older, so take care of yourselves," James said with concern. "Don't worry about us," I reassured him. "Even at retirement age, we're still going strong." James chuckled. "Dad, you really are full of energy." Spending these peaceful, carefree moments with my husband and son makes me incredibly happy. Looking back, George and I rarely ever argued, and I don't think James went through a rebellious phase. George and I first met during our college days. We were in the same department and saw each other in class often. Eventually, George asked me out, and we started dating. Being with him always made me feel calm and happy. Even after we started working, we stayed together, and a few years later, we got married. Our married life was full of happiness. For the first few years after we got married, we worried we might not be able to have children, but then, our son was born. He was so adorable, like a little angel. I still remember how happy my husband was when he held our baby for the first time. Since then, the three of us lived a happy life together. Our son grew up to be kind and good-hearted. Even though my husband and I both worked and might have left him feeling lonely sometimes, he didn't seem to go through any real troubles during his teenage years. "Mom, Dad, there's something I want to do, and I need your support," he once said. Our son knew what he wanted in life early on and followed that path with determination. We supported him completely and were so proud to see him achieve his goals. Even after becoming an adult, he always showed us love and care, taking us on trips and to nice restaurants. As we got older, my husband and I would sometimes get emotional, crying and thanking him, only for him to laugh at how dramatic we were. Later, our son married a wonderful woman, and my husband and I were overjoyed. I have a supportive wife who helps me in my busy work life, so I want to work hard to protect our family, he once told us. Our daughter-in-law has a lovely smile and a gentle nature, perfect for our hardworking son. The couple continued to visit us regularly, and we always enjoyed spending time with them. However, recently, my husband started having health problems. As our son had warned, we needed to take care of ourselves, so we went to the hospital together. There, the doctor gave us devastating news. "It's terminal cancer. You have about a year left to live." My husband and I were both stunned. We had planned to spend our retirement years together, and we even talked about opening a small cafe at our own pace. The news left us heartbroken. "I can't believe it. Dad has cancer," our son said, equally shocked. "We don't have kids yet, and I was just thinking about showing you your grandchild soon." It was a tough situation for all of us, but my husband was the one facing the hardest part. He was hospitalized and started cancer treatment. "How's the treatment going? Is it painful?" I asked. "I'm fine. Who knows? Maybe I'll beat cancer if I keep going like this, right?" he said, trying to stay strong. But the treatment was clearly tough. His face had become thin, and his body was getting weaker. "Susan, I'm sorry, I might leave you behind and die first," my husband said softly. "What are you talking about? You still have more than half a year left. According to the doctor, you never know, you might live even longer. We just have to stay positive and keep hoping," I replied, trying to reassure him. "Yeah, But I just wanted to apologize in advance. I could pass away at any moment. Don't say that, I said, noticing how weak he seemed, not just physically, but mentally too. Our son, seeing his dad's low spirits, wanted to do something special for him. I want to grant Dad's wish before he becomes too weak to go out. Yeah, let's ask him, I said, encouraged by our son. So, I gently asked my husband, if you could go out right now, where would you like to go? We might not be able to stay overnight, but maybe we could go for a short trip. Oh, I know, he said, there's a hot spring a few hours away by car. A hot spring? I asked. Yeah, and there's a cafe nearby that serves delicious coffee. I couldn't help but smile. My husband always loved coffee and cafes. Let's go to the hot spring and have some of that delicious coffee. Hearing that, my husband looked genuinely happy. I hope the doctor will give us permission, he said with a hopeful smile. Later, I spoke to the doctor, and fortunately, he agreed, saying my husband's condition was stable enough for a short outing. So, we went on a family trip, the first one in a long time. It was only a day trip, but it felt wonderful to go out together as a family. Our son drove, and the four of us, my husband, our son, his wife, and I, headed to the hot spring and cafe. The large outdoor bath at the hot spring had a breathtaking view, and the weather was perfect. It was an incredible experience for all of us. At the cafe, we heard the men's bath had an amazing view as well, and the hot spring itself was a wonderful place to relax. We finally had the coffee we'd been looking forward to, and it was so delicious that it touched our hearts. I'm glad we could enjoy this delicious coffee together. Thank you so much. I'll keep doing my best with the treatment, my husband said to us with a gentle smile. Even though we waited and waited, there was no sign of anyone calling us. Before we knew it, 3 hours had passed. People who arrived later than us were being served, and we found it strange. That bank clerk, Michael, was helping other customers like he had completely forgotten about us. I felt I had to say something, so as soon as Michael finished with a customer, I quickly went over to him. Excuse me, we've been waiting for a long time. When can we have the meeting about the loan? I asked. Michael looked at me with annoyance. Are you still here? Huh? What do you mean? I was confused. There's no way we're giving a loan to someone like you to open a cafe or any shop. You're too old, he said bluntly. You're not even wearing brand name clothes, and you don't look rich at all. It's a waste of time dealing with poor people like you. I'll help you if I have any time left over. With that, he laughed and shooed us away like we didn't matter. I was shocked. Normally, I'm a kind person, but this was too much. I was furious. Just then, my son returned from the restroom, and I told him everything Michael had said. After hearing the story, my son raised his voice, making sure Michael could hear. If I withdraw the 1 billion yen I deposited here, I wonder if I could shut this place down. Michael looked puzzled. What? He muttered. Sir, if you're going to cause a disturbance, please leave. You're bothering other customers, Michael said, completely missing the point. I couldn't believe Michael had the nerve to say that to my son, but my son remained calm. I recently moved my business deposit to this bank, but I guess that was a mistake. Call the branch manager because I can't talk to you, my son demanded. Stop it, or I'll sue you for obstructing business, Michael snapped, refusing to help. Even my son had reached his limit of patience. Fine, I'll make a call myself, he said, pulling out his phone. A few moments later, the branch manager came running out of the back room, clearly in a panic. Mr. Johnson, what happened? The manager asked, looking worried as he addressed my son. Michael's eyes widened in surprise when he realized what was happening. Branch manager, what's going on with this bank? This is Michael Clark. He made my mother wait over 3 hours, called her a poor person, and tried to send her away, my son said firmly. What, Michael, what the hell are you doing? The branch manager asked, clearly upset. Mr. Johnson, could you please come to the reception room? I want to apologize, Michael stammered. We decided to follow the branch manager to avoid disturbing the other customers further. Once we reached the reception room, the branch manager bowed deeply and apologized. I'm truly sorry about this. Michael just transferred from another bank, and we didn't have a close relationship with you yet. Our other staff members were too busy to notice, he explained. It's fine, manager. I'm not asking for special treatment. I just want you to address how he treated my mother and judged her based on her appearance, I replied. Of course, the branch manager said. Michael, Hurry up and apologize. This person is the owner and chef of a famous restaurant. They just opened a new store in this area and deposited 1 billion yen in our branch, the manager added. Huh? Michael said, turning pale as he realized who we were. He quickly bowed and apologized. I'm so sorry. Michael, have you always treated customers differently based on your own judgments? If so, you're not fit to be a bank employee or even work in customer service, I said firmly. At the very least, we don't want to do any business here anymore. No, please reconsider, Mr. Johnson, the branch manager pleaded. Unfortunately, we can't trust this bank as it is. Show your sincerity, and then we can talk. If you can't do that, I'll withdraw all my deposits by the end of this month, my son said, and we left the bank. A week later, the branch manager called my son. He explained that the bank had conducted a detailed investigation into Michael and found that he had been turning away customers for loans based on his own judgments. They also discovered that he had embezzled the bank's money. Unsurprisingly, Michael was fired. The branch manager called my son several times to apologize and offered various favorable terms for my loan. My son felt the manager's sincerity and decided not to withdraw the deposits. Thanks to the manager's proposals, I was able to secure a loan at a very good rate. With everything in place, I was finally able to open my cafe. Initially, I had planned to start a coffee shop, but since my daughter-in-law had a nutritionist certification, we decided to open a cafe with healthy and nutritious menu options. We also carried my husband's passion for coffee and served delicious brews. My son supported the cafe from behind the scenes, helping me stock up on famous coffee beans. The cafe thrived and became popular among female customers for its delicious coffee and food. I don't know how much longer I can work, but I will do my best to run the cafe for my husband's sake as well. Narrator's thoughts. Bank employees like Michael still exist nowadays, and it's frustrating to see someone change their attitude based on a customer's appearance. There is no forgiveness for embezzling money. I'm glad the protagonist was able to open the cafe safely. I think my son is very cool for standing up for his mother. Please continue living a fulfilling life while working hard at the cafe and maintaining good family relationships. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.